Alright, I have a plan for the plywood. It's going to be 3 layers. The transom's more than 8 feet wide, and there's no way I can get the full section in here, so I'm going to piece it together. First layer will be 3/4. I'm going to cut it vertically. I'm going to start from the outside edges and run the full 4-foot width, which will come here approximately to this stringer on both sides. 4 foot from that side. And the middle section will be vertical, and it's about 3 feet. The second layer will be the 1/2 inch material. I'm going to rip it 2 feet, so from the floor it'll come up on this horizontal line where the blue tape is, and if I start on the right side it will go to that piece of tape, and there'll be about a 3-foot piece at the end, and then the upper half of the horizontal will start from that corner and come across to approximately where this tape is, and then there will be a little piece. And then the third layer of plywood will be the 3/4, and I'll hang it vertically. I'll start in the middle, so 4 feet will come, and the outside joint will be over here past the joint in the 1/2 inch. That way I get my 3 layers and no 2 joints end up on top of each other, and they're manageable size pieces, so I can get them in here and get them screwed down, and I don't have to worry about the adhesive curing on me before they're in place and where they need to be. Alright, step 1. I popped an arbitrary line horizontally. I measured 18 inches at that stringer, measured 18 inches up at this stringer. I didn't have anything to hook the chalk line to, so I taped it to the wall and popped the line, and that line should be a horizontal line when the boat is in the water. It's not now because the boat's not sitting quite level. And then I came over 4 feet from the corner, and with the frame and square I drew a vertical line with the Sharpie, and that's the spot I'm going to start measuring from for my first cut. This is my first template for the first piece. I just stapled together little scraps of 1/4 inch plywood, and I've got some notes written on it with my Sharpie, and I have flipped it over and put it on the far side, and this fit is acceptable, so I'm going to cut a pair of these out of the 3/4 inch plywood with the grain running vertical. First piece in, and an acceptable fit. I think I'm going to cut them all dry, stack them all up, and bring them in the shop and coat them with resin. Because tomorrow's supposed to be a rain out, so at least I can be working in the shop tomorrow. Okay, I am pre-cutting all the boards. I have the first layer of 3/4 cut and screwed into place, and I have the bottom row of the 1/2 inch cut and screwed into place, and David is cutting the first piece of the top row, and we get one more row after this of 3/4 standing up and down. First piece of the third and final layer fit. Got a couple screws holding it. We're going to take them all out when we get done and coat them. We got one more piece left to cut, and I got them labeled, so when we take them out, hopefully I'll get them back in the right place. Got that little piece on the end right there. This is all 13 of the pieces. Yesterday we spread them out and gave them all a coat of rosin. They're still a little sticky, but that's probably going to help the caulk to stick. We've got our first piece of plywood on the inside against the transom, and it's pulled up tight with these long screws going through these battens, and it seemed to work okay because I'm getting ready to do the second piece. And this is what the first piece looks like from the inside. We tried 3 or 4 different screws, and we ended up using these very long ones, but they're just temporary. Good stuff. Let's start the second one. This is the third piece with the mastic applied. Get ready to put the plywood on top. Screw it down. This is the second piece screwed from the outside. Alright, first layer of plywood is in, and I cut all the screws. So I can go ahead and put the second layer of plywood. It'll screw from the inside, but I don't want to take those outside screws off for a couple of days, so I cut them all off. And I can keep on going with my next two layers. But first, I'm going to mix some thickened resin and fill up the little cracks around the perimeter. And this is what the outside looks like. Second layer going in. This piece is caulked up, ready to stand up and get screwed. Second layer of plywood is complete. Did up pretty well, and then we ran around the perimeter with the thickened resin. So we'll be ready in the morning for the third and final layer. These screws will stay, and if I don't hit one of these screws when I'm putting on the engine bracket, it will be a miracle. But they're going to stay anyway, and the screws for the third layer are going to stay. The only ones that come out are the ones that are drilled from the outside. Alright, we got the third layer of plywood on, caulked in, screwed down, and we got the double mat of glass around the perimeter. Well, first we fill the void with thickened stuff, and we got the double mat. We're going to let this dry a little bit and give it a little light sanding, because it's hard to get all those whiskers to lay down flat on every sheet. And we'll cover it all up with one layer of chop mat and one layer of woven, and then we're on to start digging out these stringers and tying the stringers into the transom. Oh boy, we're through. We're through with the main part of the transom. We have our 3 layers of plywood with glass on both sides and extra glass in the corners. It was a lot of work and a lot of squatting, but it's done.